What if I told you that most people are having completely backwards conversations with their doctors and it's quietly sabotaging their health every single day? Here's the shocking truth. While you're sitting in that exam room, feeling intimidated and forgetting half of what you wanted to say, you're actually missing out on being the most powerful person in the room. Because here's what the medical system doesn't want you to fully realize: you possess critical health intelligence that your doctor desperately needs but almost never gets. Think about this for a second. Your doctor sees you for maybe 15 minutes every few months, but there's someone who's been conducting a 24/7 health surveillance operation on your body, collecting data that could be the difference between catching a serious problem early or missing it entirely. That person is you, and those first few hours of every morning? They're like a daily health report card that most people completely ignore or fail to communicate properly. But what if you could flip the script entirely? What if, instead of feeling powerless in medical appointments, you could walk in armed with the exact information that makes doctors sit up and take notice and actually gets you the care you deserve? I'm about to show you a communication strategy that transforms you from a passive patient into your own health detective, and the results might just save your life. Where are you watching us from? Let us know in the comments. Before we continue, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and leave a comment. Even typing 1 if you liked the video means a lot to us. We'd love to hear your thoughts about our videos and our channel. Which of these habits inspired you the most? Leave a comment and let's grow stronger together.
The information in this video is for educational purposes only, compiled from open sources, and does not substitute medical advice. Please consult your doctor for any health-related concerns.
Let's start with preparation, because the most productive doctor visits happen before you even walk into that office. I want you to become your own health reporter for about 1 to 2 weeks before your next appointment. Now, you don't need any fancy technology for this. A simple notebook or even the back of an envelope will work perfectly. Here's what I want you to track. Morning energy and symptoms. Write down how you feel when you first wake up. Are you refreshed? Or do you feel like you barely slept? When you sit up on the edge of your bed, do you feel steady? Or does the room spin a little? When you stand up for the first time, do you feel solid on your feet? Or do you need to grab onto something? Rate your energy level on a simple 1 to 10 scale. 1 means you can barely get out of bed, 10 means you're ready to take on the world. Don't overthink it, just give your gut reaction. After breakfast observations. About 30 minutes to an hour after breakfast, check in with yourself again. How's your energy now? Some people notice they get sleepy or dizzy after eating. Others feel more energetic. There's no right or wrong answer, we just want to notice patterns. If you're taking your blood pressure at home, write down those numbers too. And here's something important. Note what you did before taking that reading. Did you have coffee? Had you been moving around? Were you stressed about something? These details matter more than you might think. The complete medication picture. Now, this next part is crucial for your safety. Before your appointment, gather information about everything you put into your body that might affect your health. And I mean everything. Start with your prescription medications. Bring the actual bottles if you can, or make a list that includes the exact name of the medication, the dose, and when you take it. But don't stop there. Include over-the-counter medications. That daily aspirin, the occasional Tylenol for aches, the antacid you take after spicy foods, write them all down. Include how often you take them. Don't forget supplements and vitamins. That fish oil, the vitamin D, the calcium, the multivitamin, even that herbal tea you drink for relaxation, they all can interact with prescription medications in ways you might not expect. If you use any herbal remedies, natural products, or things like CBD oil, include those too. I know some people worry their doctor will judge them, but I promise you, your doctor needs this information to keep you safe. They can't help prevent dangerous interactions if they don't know what you're taking. Preparing for communication challenges. Let's be honest about something many of us face as we get older. Sometimes our hearing isn't what it used to be. And sometimes our vision makes reading those tiny instruction papers difficult. If you use hearing aids, make sure they're working properly before your appointment. Bring extra batteries if you need them. Don't be embarrassed to ask your doctor to speak louder or more slowly. If you need glasses to read, bring them. If the doctor gives you printed instructions, make sure you can actually read them before you leave the office. Consider bringing a trusted family member or friend, especially if you're discussing something complex or if you're getting new instructions about medications. 2 sets of ears are often better than one, and they can help you remember important details later. Writing down your most important questions. Here's where many people make a mistake. They go into the doctor's office hoping they'll remember to ask about the things that have been worrying them, and then they get distracted or nervous and forget. Before your appointment, write down your top 3 questions. Start with what worries you most. Here are some examples. I get dizzy every morning when I stand up. Is this something I should be concerned about, or is it just part of getting older? I've been taking my blood pressure pill in the morning, but I read somewhere that taking it at night might be better. What do you think would work best for me? About an hour after I eat breakfast, I start feeling really tired and sometimes a little shaky. Could this be related to my diabetes medication or blood pressure medicine? Notice how these questions are specific and personal. They're not asking for general information you could look up online. They're asking for advice that's tailored to your specific situation. Now, let's talk about what happens during your actual appointment. Remember, your doctor wants to help you, but they need good information from you to do their best work. The teaching back method. Here's a communication technique that can prevent a lot of confusion and mistakes. After your doctor explains something important to you, repeat it back to them in your own words. This isn't a test, it's a safety check. For example, you might say, "Let me make sure I understand this correctly." You're suggesting that I eat a smaller breakfast and take a 5 to 10 minute walk afterward, because that might help prevent those dizzy spells I've been having. And you want me to try this for 2 weeks and then call you to let you know how it's going. Do I have that right? This gives your doctor a chance to correct any misunderstandings right there in the office, rather than you going home and trying to remember what they said. Don't be afraid to ask for clarification. If your doctor uses a medical term you don't understand, or if their explanation is too technical, speak up. You might say, "Could you explain that in simpler terms?" Or, "What would that actually look like in my daily routine?" Most doctors appreciate when patients ask for clarification. It shows you're engaged and want to follow their recommendations correctly. Taking notes effectively. Bring a pen and paper or ask someone to help you take notes. Many doctors are happy to write down key points for you or provide printed information. Don't be embarrassed to ask for this, it shows you're taking your health seriously. If your doctor recommends a medication change, make sure you understand. What's changing? Why is it changing? When should you start? Are there any side effects to watch for? When should you call if you have problems? Discussing cost and access. Here's something many people feel uncomfortable talking about, but it's absolutely essential. If cost is a concern for you, bring it up. Your doctor can't help you find affordable solutions if they don't know you need them. You might say, "I'm on a fixed income, and I'm wondering if there are generic options for this medication," or "Does Medicare cover the type of blood pressure monitor you're recommending?" Many communities have programs to help seniors access medications and medical equipment. Your doctor or their staff often knows about these resources, but they can't point you toward them if you don't ask. Now let's talk about something that can be a bit delicate: how to include family members in your healthcare while still maintaining your independence and decision-making authority. Understanding your privacy rights. First, it's important to understand that you have the right to control who knows what about your health. Under privacy laws like HIPAA in the United States, you decide who can access your health information. You have several options. You might choose to have a family member come to important appointments with you. You might sign a form that allows your doctor to discuss certain topics with specific people. Or you might decide to keep some health matters private while sharing others. There's no right or wrong choice here. It's about what makes you feel most comfortable and supported. Setting clear boundaries with adult children. Sometimes adult children become worried about their parents' health and want to take over. While this usually comes from a place of love, it can feel overwhelming or patronizing. You might need to have a conversation that sounds something like this. I really appreciate how much you care about me, and I do want your help with specific thing, like driving me to appointments or helping me organize my medications. But I need you to understand that I'm still capable of making decisions about my own care. Or, let's both write down questions before we go to the doctor together, and then I'll decide which ones I want to ask and which ones are most important to me. Using family support strategically. When family involvement works well, it can be incredibly helpful. Family members can help you remember what the doctor said, especially if you're getting a lot of new information. They might notice patterns in your symptoms that you miss, because they see you regularly and can observe changes over time. They can provide transportation to appointments or help you navigate technology like patient portals or telehealth calls. They can assist with organizing medications or setting up reminders, if that's something you want help with. The key is that you're directing how they help, rather than them taking over. Having productive family conversations about health. If you want to include family members in your health decisions, consider having regular, brief check-ins rather than crisis-driven conversations. You might say something like, "I'm going to the doctor next week to talk about my morning dizziness. I'd like you to come with me, but I want to be clear that I'll be making the final decisions about any treatment." Or, "I've been tracking my symptoms for 2 weeks, and I'd like to share what I've noticed with you before I talk to my doctor." This approach keeps family members informed and involved, while making it clear that you're still in charge of your own care.
Connecting with other people your age who are dealing with similar health challenges can be one of the most valuable things you do for your overall well-being. Research consistently shows that social connection improves medication adherence, reduces isolation, and can even improve health outcomes. Safe ways to connect. There are many ways to build these connections safely. Senior centers often offer health education classes where you can learn alongside peers. Many hospitals and clinics sponsor support groups for people with specific conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or high blood pressure. Faith communities often have health and wellness programs. Even something as simple as a neighborhood walking group can provide opportunities to share experiences with people who understand what you're going through. Navigating online communities. Carefully. Online forums and social media groups can also be valuable, but they require more caution. If you're comfortable using technology, look for well-moderated forums that are hosted by reputable health organizations. Here's the most important rule for online health information. Always cross-check any health tips you find online with your trusted clinician before making changes. What works for someone else might not work for you, and what's safe for them might not be safe given your specific medications and health conditions. Be especially wary of anyone in online spaces who is selling products or promising miracle cures. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. What to share and what to ask. When you're connecting with peers, focus on sharing experiences and coping strategies rather than specific medical advice. Good questions to ask in peer groups might include: what questions do you find most helpful to ask your doctor about morning symptoms? How do you remember to take your medications? What helps you feel more confident when you're talking to healthcare providers? These kinds of conversations can give you practical ideas and emotional support without straying into medical territory that's best left to healthcare professionals. In our information-rich world, you're going to encounter health advice everywhere. Online, from friends, in magazines, on TV. Having a simple framework for evaluating this information can help you make better decisions and feel more confident in your choices. I call this the 3C rule. Check, consider, and confirm. Check the source. Before you pay attention to any health advice, look at where it's coming from. Is this information from recognized medical bodies like the CDC, the National Institutes of Health, the World Health Organization, or your own country's health ministry? Is it based on peer-reviewed medical studies? Be suspicious of information that comes from sales sites, relies only on personal testimonials without scientific backing, or promises results that seem too good to be true. Consider your unique situation. Health advice that's absolutely right for one person might be wrong or even dangerous for you. Your age, your other health conditions, your current medications, your living situation, and your personal preferences all matter. That article about the benefits of a certain supplement might not mention that it can interact dangerously with blood thinners. That exercise routine that worked great for your neighbor might not be appropriate if you have balance issues. Confirm with your healthcare provider. Before making any changes to medications, supplements, or significant lifestyle habits, discuss them with someone who knows your complete health picture. You don't need to call your doctor about every small thing, but major changes deserve a conversation. This might be a quick phone call, a message through a patient portal, or a question you save for your next appointment. Practical tools for organization and memory. Let's acknowledge something that many of us face as we age. Sometimes our memory isn't as sharp as it used to be, and organizing multiple medications and health tasks can feel overwhelming. That's normal, and there are practical tools that can help. If you sometimes forget medications, pill organizers with separate compartments for each day of the week can be incredibly helpful. You can fill them once a week and then easily see if you've missed a dose. Phone alarms can remind you when it's time to take medications. Most smartphones have this capability, and you can set multiple alarms for different medications. If you live with family or have regular contact with caregivers, they can provide gentle reminders if that's something you're comfortable with. Keep a small notebook handy for jotting down health questions as they occur to you. We often think of important questions at random times, and then forget them by the time we get to the doctor's office. If you face language or cultural barriers, don't let language barriers prevent you from getting good health care. Ask if your healthcare facility provides interpreters. This service is often free and sometimes required by law. Request translated materials in your preferred language if they're available. If interpreters aren't available, consider bringing a bilingual family member or friend to important appointments. Never be embarrassed about language barriers. Clear communication is essential for good medical care, and good healthcare providers want to make sure you understand everything completely. As we wrap up our time together today, I want you to remember something important. Small changes in your morning routine can lead to meaningful improvements in how you feel throughout the entire day. You don't have to overhaul everything at once. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. You have more control than you think. Your daily observations provide valuable information that can help guide your health care. You can advocate for yourself while still accepting help from others when you need it. You have the right and the ability to make informed decisions about your health. You can find support and community while maintaining your independence. Starting where you are. Here's what I'd like you to consider doing this week. Pick just one morning habit to track for the next 7 days. It might be how you feel when you stand up, your energy level after breakfast, or your home blood pressure readings. Prepare one really good question for your next doctor's visit. Make it specific to your experience and what you want to know. Consider reaching out to one person who might share similar health interests. This could be someone at your senior center, a neighbor, or even a family member who's been asking about your health. Practice explaining one health concern in your own words, out loud. This might feel silly, but it can help you feel more confident when you're actually talking to your healthcare provider. Your experience matters. Never forget that your experience, your wisdom about your own body, and your knowledge of what works in your daily life are powerful tools for maintaining your health and independence. You've been taking care of yourself for decades. You've navigated challenges, made good decisions, and adapted to changes. These skills don't disappear as you age, they become even more valuable Trust yourself. Ask for help when you need it. Remember that good communication with your healthcare team is a skill that improves with practice. Just like any other skill. You've got this. Your health journey is ongoing, and you have more support and more options than you might realize. Thank you for spending this time learning about how to communicate more effectively about your health. Here's to many more mornings of feeling empowered, informed, and in control of your well-being.
Which of these habits inspired you the most? Leave a comment and let's grow stronger together.